What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C4 here today, bringing you a new one-off connected franchise mode. And today we've already done undrafted free agents. I was thinking about maybe eventually doing first-round picks or something like that. That actually may be kind of tough with all the busts there's been. But as of today, we're doing day 3, which means if you were drafted between rounds 4 and 7, day 3 of the NFL draft, the guys that were deemed not worth it, project players. I mean, we're not sure. Gimmick made a position change from college to the NFL. These guys here were not fully expected to make big impacts on their rosters, but we came up with a very, very good-looking team built with guys that were drafted on day 3 of the NFL draft. So that kind of goes to show when day 3 does happen in the draft. When's this video coming out? I'm recording this actually on Super Bowl Sunday. Getting ready to go to the Super Bowl here. Not too long. You guys are going to see this. Jeez, when's this one coming out? I don't think. When's this one coming out? I don't think I have a date for this one to be coming out. So, fuck, this could be right around the draft time. So when day 3 does happen in the NFL draft, don't just act like you can go out and do all your fucking errands. Stay tuned and watch, because you may find the next Tom Brady, the next fucking, I don't even know, Rashad Jones, Cam Chancellor, stuff like that. So, the team that we're using as the basis of this is the Seahawks, because it seems like more often than not over the last couple of years, the Seattle Seahawks have been hitting on those mid to late round picks. It was really between the Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers, but I figured we could use those horrendous neon green Seahawks jerseys, which would be kind of funny. What we do in these is we simulate to Week 16, and then after Week 16, we play 16 and 17 to get your gameplay. Hopefully we're in the playoffs, and then we have a nice little playoff run that we do play as well. So without further ado, let's take a quick gander here at the roster. Again, this is the roster update from pretty much the final update that Madden will receive. So some of these overalls, at the beginning of this year's Madden might have been a lot better, and this year they're not so, or at this point in the year anyways, they're not so hot. So for the starting quarterback, we're going with Tom Brady. Everyone knows he's probably the most famous late-round pick in history, a 6th-round pick in the 2000 NFL Draft to the New England Patriots. He's a 95. Is he a 5-time Super Bowl champion? I don't know. We're about to find out tonight. Hopefully not. Sorry for all you Patriot fans out there really pulling for the Atlanta Falcons to come through. And then the backup, just to shut the Dallas Cowboy fans, because I know if I didn't include him, I'd get a lot of shit. We have Dak Prescott, who's up to an 85 overall. I was going to include Tyrod Taylor of the Buffalo Bills, who I think got drafted by the Ravens, maybe. But Dak Prescott here, yeah, everyone knows, 4th-round pick in 2016, just making the cut-up. But Tom Brady, obviously, is going to be our starter all day. Looking at the running backs, we got Devontae Freeman as our starter, and the running back 1 spot. He was a 4th-round pick in 2014 by the Atlanta Falcons. He's been a beast. Is he a Super Bowl champion? We don't know yet. Then we have Jay Ajayi, 84 overall. He was a 5th-round pick in 2015 by the Miami Dolphins. A lot of people had him a lot higher. He was really, really good in college at Boise State, but he had a bone-on-bone knee injury that everyone thought the longevity of his career was not going to be so great. I don't know if any of that has changed or not, but he looked like a beast this year for the Miami Dolphins. We also included Thomas Rawls, who was featured in our undrafted free agency connected franchise mode, as he was an undrafted free agent by the Seattle Seahawks. And then we have Jordan Howard, who was a 5th-round pick in 2016. And all I want to say is just go look back at a couple of my mock drafts for the Philadelphia Eagles, where I had them taking Jordan Howard as our running back in the mid-rounds. But instead, we went with Wendell Smallwood. Nice. Could have the number 2. I think Jordan Howard had the 2nd most rushing yards in the league this year. Then we had Wendell Smallwood. Oh, that's horrible. For fullback, we have Kyle Juszczyk, who was a 4th-round pick in 2013 by the Baltimore Ravens. Regarded as I think he probably is the top fullback in the NFL. Him and Patrick DeMarco, I would say, are at the top of that list. Wide receivers, we get Antonio Brown, 99 overall, booming. Business is booming. He's a 6th-round pick in 2010 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We also have Brandon Marshall here, old man Brandon Marshall, 87 overall. He was a 4th-round pick in 2006 to the Denver Broncos. I think that's where he started his career. Little known fact, he played safety too. I think he was a 2-way player at Central Florida, but I think he played safety. That's why his draft stock, he was just more like a freak athlete that everyone thought would be more so a wide receiver than a defensive player in the NFL, and he's been a baller. We also have Stephon Diggs, 85 overall, 5th-round pick in 2015 to the Minnesota Vikings. Who called that? That's probably my best call of all time. I said Stephon Diggs was going to be a baller. He's a fucking baller. We also have Jamison Crowder, 81 overall. He was a 4th-round pick in 2015 to the Washington Redskins, has emerged as one of the better slot wide receivers in the NFL. And then we have Tyreek Hill, who, obviously because he kicked the shit out of his pregnant girlfriend, kind of slipped, was a 5th-round draft pick in 2016 to the Kansas City Chiefs. They took an opportunity on him, and he may be the most explosive player in the NFL. And, looking at this situation, I really hope the Philadelphia Eagles, if his character, he passes a character test, I guess. Don't just throw a guy like Joe Mixon to the curb. Seeing what happens with Tyreek Hill, seeing what happens when you get these dumb idiot players in a professional environment around veterans and stuff like that, could do them wonders and set them on the straight and narrow. The tight end position, we got Delanie Walker, 94 overall. He was a 6th-round pick in 2006. I think it was the San Francisco 49ers that drafted him out of Central Missouri, and he's been one of the better tight ends. Really, he was all right in San Francisco. My buddy's a Niners fan, was actually kind of upset that they let Delanie Walker go, but obviously they chose to go with Vernon Davis. And then ever since he's been in Tennessee, he's been a top 5 tight end in the NFL. Then we also have Julius Thomas, 84 overall, who was a 4th-round pick in 2011 to the Denver Broncos, one of those converted basketball player types. I mean, he's kind of sizzled a little bit with Peyton Manning, but since then, I don't know. I don't think Jags fans are probably happy with his production in regards to how much they are paying him. Left tackle, we have David Bakhtiari, who was a 4th-round pick in 2013 to the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers have absolutely destroyed drafting offensive linemen in the mid to late rounds. 4th round is Green Bay Packers money down. So if Green Bay Packers in any year draft a lineman in the 4th round, best believe that they're going to be a Pro Bowler at some point in their career. So we have David Bakhtiari, like I said, 92. And at left guard, we have Josh Sitton, who was a 4th-round pick in 2008 from the Green Bay Packers, who's an 86 overall. And then at center, actually we'll go to this one just because it goes with the video. Then we have TJ Lang, who was a 4th-round pick in 2009 for the Green Bay Packers, currently sitting with an 88 overall. So, people always wonder, how is Aaron Rodgers so good? How the Packers consistently go in the playoffs? Well, when you can consistently draft beast offensive linemen in the mid-rounds, you're going to be laughing. At center, we have one of these guys. We're going to have to move one of these people to tackle because I couldn't find 2 really good tackles. One, we have Matt Paradis, who was a 6th-round pick in 2014 to the Denver Broncos. And we also included Jason Kelsey, who's for sure not going to center, or go to tackle, who was a 6th-round pick in 2011 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Pretty much our only good pick in that entire 2011 draft, I think. Can't remember the 2011 draft. That wasn't the Fletcher Cox draft, was it? That was the Fletcher Cox draft. I'm absolutely eating my words, but I think Fletcher Cox was 2012. Anyways, that is that, and we'll move. I don't know who we're going to move here officially. I think we might move 6'4", 6'3". We'll probably move TJ Lang to tackle, and then Paradis to guard, I think is what we're going to do. Now, jumping into the defensive side of the ball. For defensive end number 1, we have Everson Griffin, who was a 4th-round pick in 2010, I assume, for the Minnesota Vikings. He's been there for quite some time, and has been a very solid edge rusher for them. We also have a defensive tackle, Geno Atkins, 92 overall, 4th-round pick in 2010 by the Cincinnati Bengals, has emerged himself as one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. And his partner is going to be Malik Jackson from Tennessee, who was a 5th-round pick in 2012 by the Denver Broncos. Seahawks and Packers have killed these mid-round draft picks. And look, all those teams, very successful. That is the recipe for having a good organization and a little bit of indigestion there. To prevent, really, really bad turnover. If you know that you're going to lose some guys to free agency, know that you can fucking hit on mid-round draft picks. And for the replacements, that is the epitome of a phenomenal organization. So our other defensive end spot, we're going to have to convert him. It'll be Elvis Dumervil. He'll play one of our defensive end spots. 83 overall. 4th-round pick in 2006. I have no idea what team would have drafted Elvis Dumervil. Was it the Broncos? No. Who drafted Elvis? Can we see on this thing? Stats? The fuck? Was it the Broncos? Doesn't even say. What team drafted Elvis Dumervil? Give me a second. That's going to piss me off. Sorry for the unprofessionals, but this is going to infuriate me if I can't. The Broncos, he played somewhere before Denver. I just have a gut feeling. No, it wasn't. It was the Broncos that drafted. All right, good on you. Glad to know I was right. So, yeah, we'll move him to one of the defensive end spots. Then for our linebacker, one of them will be Nigel Brad, who was down the Philadelphia Eagles, who had a very, very good year for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was a 4th-round pick in 2012 by the Buffalo Bills out of Florida State, which is fairly surprising. I thought he was going to get drafted a little bit higher than that. For the middle linebackers, we have Brandon Marshall, 86 overall, who was a 5th-round pick in 2012 by, I assume, the Denver Broncos. Another Denver Bronco. I mean, the Broncos have absolutely destroyed for the mid-round picks. We also have Quan Alexander here, was a 4th-round pick in 2015 by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not sure why Madden's hoarding him. He was like one of the highest, I think he had like the second, probably top 5 anyways, in total tackles this year, and he gave him a 79 overall. He was a playmaker. He was a really, really good player. I don't know why they're fucking lowballing him here with a 79 overall. I would have given him probably similar to 86. And then at right outside linebacker, we have KJ Wright, who's staying. He was a 4th-round pick in 2011 on the Seattle Seahawks, so he's staying put for us here right now. Dropping into the secondary, we have Richard Sherman, 91 overall. Everyone knows Richard Sherman is probably the face of Seattle, I would think. Well, at least on the defensive side of the ball, he's a little bit more outspoken than guys like Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. He was a 5th-round pick in 2011, converted wide receiver, played a little bit of wide receiver at Stanford, and ever since then he's been a baller. Then we also have Josh Norman, who was a 5th-round pick in 2012 by the Carolina Panthers. Imagine just the smash talking, the trash talking that they're going to have between these two guys. If this pairing ever happened in real life, it would be incredibly frustrating to play against. And then we also have Anthony Brown, the 79 overall player, was a 6th-round pick in 2016 from the Dallas Cowboys. I think this 2016 draft will probably go down in history as maybe the best draft the Dallas Cowboys have ever had, especially with my worry that Jalen Smith is going to be as good as he looked, as tape looked, coming back off injury, being able to have Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Smith, Anthony Brown. That's a very good draft class. Maybe good old crazy Jerry Jones, the man who single-handedly came out and said he does not link concussions with football, actually had a great draft. I think that's more of the people around him, though, that finally sorted their shit out. But anyways, neither here nor there. There's our cornerbacks. Free safety, we have, we're going to move one of these guys. So we have Cam Chancellor, who was a 5th-round pick in 2010 to the Seattle Seahawks. He was 95 overall, one of the best safeties in the NFL. And then another guy that I think may be, when healthy, one of the best safety in the NFL. That was Rashad Jones, who was a 5th-round pick in 2010 for the Miami Dolphins out of the University of Georgia. A little bit gross there. But this secondary is going to be absolutely crazy with Cam, Jones, Josh Norman, and fucking Richard Sherman. And then on special teams for the kicker, we got Caleb Sturgis, who I don't know why he's slowing down. There's not actually a lot of late-round kickers that I could find. Because, I mean, obviously I would eliminate guys that are undrafted because that's not really day 3. But we have Caleb Sturgis here, who was a 5th-round pick in 2013 of the Miami Dolphins, who had actually a crazy year with the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Like, I think it was like, he made 30-plus field goals and was like a high 80% conversion rate. And I was surprised when the Eagles decided to move on from Cody Parkey, who was a Pro Bowler his rookie season with the Eagles, to get Caleb Sturgis, but it seemed to work out there. He's a Gator, which is always nice. And then at punter, we have the recently retired Pat McAfee, who's maybe regarded as a top punter in the league. He was a 7th-round pick in 2009 by the Indianapolis Colts. So there you go, guys. That is my day 3 roster. So we're going to quickly set up our depth chart here, and then we will jump right into simulating to Week 16. Get this video done. Hope you guys enjoy it. And then I had to go watch some Super Bowl. Come on, Falcons. All right, most of the stuff's looking good. I will put Tyreek Hill. Like Brandon Marshall, I don't know. Is Brandon Marshall gonna be worth having out there? Like I think I don't want to lowball him, but I just think we'll do that. I think Diggs and Hill will be a little bit better to use. Then again, we don't have any big wide receivers. I don't know. So we have Sitton, Paradis, T.J. Lang. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I guess we'll slide. Fuck it, we'll just slide Kelsey here to right guard, and right tackle we'll make Mr. T.J. Lang, who's a 90. Nice. Griffin, Frank Clark, we're going to want Doomerville. D tackles, Atkins and Malik Jackson, Nigel Bradham, Brandon Marshall, Quan Alexander, KJ Wright. All these things will... There we go. All right, business is booming. Let's simulate here to the week. This is a good. What's this team's overall? Look at that. This is a team that should for sure make a playoff run. No real weakness. I don't think we have anything lower than a B. So let's do this. Actually, we got to sim to the regular season here because sometimes when I just sim right to the regular season immediately, they cut half my fucking team. So I'm trying to do my best to make sure that doesn't happen. So yeah, Super Bowl is today. I don't know what the fuck. I gotta find a place to get some goddamn wings in the city. Go into the city. I just want a good game. Like, honestly, if the Patriots win, but it's a super exciting game, I could probably live with it. Because, I mean, it is the Patriots. I mean, what the fuck else is new? You kind of half expect them to win the Super Bowl every year until Tom Brady retires. So, like, is the Patriots win, and this game's like a 38-35 or something like that, like a memorable game, a game that will live on, I'll be alright. But if it's the Patriots, like, fucking blow them out, that's going to suck. I mean, Julio Jones, I think reports came out and said he's having surgery after, so you know he's not at 100%. Alex Mack, the center, who's maybe one of the best free agency signings in the last agency window, he's saying like his play's limited. He doesn't know how much he's going to play. That could be a big, big loss because being able to establish the run against the Patriots is going to help Matt Ryan so much. But I just think for the Falcons, you just got to get QB pressure on Tom Brady. I don't know. I'm not going to talk too much about the Super Bowl because I'm fairly sure you guys are going to see this like in March. So, Super Bowl's over a month old. But it's what's happening. We got to come with some small talk here during the simulations. Well, I guess for day 3, talking about day 3 of the NFL draft, I don't officially mock day 3s when I do my final mock draft just because that's so tough. So tough to predict. Everyone has players they fall in love with, they scout individually that, makes it almost impossible trying to predict where teams are going to draft their players in rounds 4 to 7. But there's always talent there. Look at this, we're 7-1. Let's go. I think I traded Russell Wilson to the Eagles in this, and they're still only 5-4. Quarterback, a controversy over there. Who do you play, Russell Wilson or Carson Wentz? Oh, I don't want to negotiate contracts. We ain't talking business. We ain't not talking business. This could be a pretty fun roster. I can't remember. I don't think I've ever played with Tom Brady in this game. I can't remember the last time I did play with Tom Brady in a Madden. Like when we did the New England Patriots rebuild, we traded Tom Brady right away. So that's the only time I've been the Patriots. So this is going to feel a little bit weird, I think. As we are just demolishing the competition. Have you guys had I don't know if any guys like Super Sim or anything like that when you guys play. I have yet to have an undefeated season. I've been, 15-1, like 3-4 times. I've never had an undefeated season. I guess, obviously undefeated seasons are incredibly rare. But because we're destroying, we'll just play week 17, and then we'll get our bye, and then we'll play the divisional rounds. Fully expecting this team to make a playoff run. All right, 13-2, taking on the 0-15 San Francisco 49ers. So you know what that means? We're gonna get bodied. So I don't know. I guess I could probably talk about the players as I look at this. So work our way down. We're not gonna talk about the special teams. Rashad Jones, you already know. Last off season. Well, no, you don't already know because a lot of you guys weren't with me last off season. I said Rashad Jones was the most underrated player in the NFL, and that kind of relates to when I said the most overrated player was Matt Ryan, which in turn, the Falcons fans, every Falcon fan out there, you should know, me and Dan Quinn have Florida Gator ties. Dan Quinn showed Matt Ryan the video that I made calling him the most overrated player in the NFL. He worked so hard this offseason, and that's why he's now the MVP of the NFL, because he watched my video. Under the table, he'll probably be sending me some money from his contract just because of the motivation levels I provided. But on the flip side of most overrated, which was Matt Ryan, underrated was Rashad Jones. I thought his stat line last year was absolutely phenomenal for a safety. Got hurt this year, but I think if he played this season, he would have had another great year. Cam Chancellor is one of my favorite players in the NFL. Not a huge fan of people on Seattle. I don't hate the Seahawks by any means, and I usually find that like the Seattle versus the Broncos, Seattle versus the Patriots, like they go deep in the playoffs. I usually will just side with Seattle because they. Oh my God, Tyreek Hill is crazy. I mean, who doesn't like the guys that are the hardest hitters in the NFL? Like, Cam Chancellor's not dirty at all. I would say. I don't think you can consider him a dirty player, and he just straight up jacks motherfuckers up. So that is, who doesn't like to watch that? Oh my God, this is gonna be too easy. So then for corners, we have Anthony Brown of the Cowboys. I'm not gonna say anything outside of Cowboys fans. I'll give you plenty in this video by including Brown and Dak for you guys not to shit on me. Just be like, "Where's the Cowboys?" Just wait for someone to do it. We got Josh Norman, who actually tweeted at me on Twitter one time, which was pretty cool. On my other Twitter account, not the one that you guys probably... Well, maybe some of you guys follow. The Twitter account that I used to use and have linked to this YouTube channel. Josh Norman tweeted at that. And I always thought he was alright when he was with... Yeah, he didn't piss me off. He didn't shit-talk the Eagles at all this year. And when he was... he hates Odell Beckham Jr. as much as I do, so that is something we share in common, which is what I like. And then Richard Sherman, again, another guy I like. Richard Sherman, his press conferences, he usually speaks the truth, spits hot fire at his press conferences. So I do enjoy Richard Sherman's theatrics as well. He's a great player. I mean, the whole, like, he only goes on one side of the field I think it's actually a valid criticism. But the fact that, for that one whole side of the field, he usually has it locked down. He's definitely one of the best in the NFL. And another penalty. Back-to-back fucking penalties. Then we got Quan Alexander and KJ Wright for our inside linebackers. Don't know a whole lot about KJ Wright. Just know he's really good in Seattle. Kind of plays second fiddle behind Bobby Wagner. But solid tackle. And then Quan Alexander. I'm more familiar with him because, he's usually a linebacker I try to draft in my IDP fantasy leagues because he absolutely destroys getting tackle numbers. And we've run this play 3 times in a row. Then we got outside linebackers, considering those are Brandon Marshall and Nigel Bradham. So Nigel Bradham's a Philadelphia Eagle. He was probably our best, at times, he was our best linebacker. Even though I love Jordan Hicks to death, and I think Jordan Hicks is a franchise player. There was games where Jordan Hicks actually wasn't having a strong game. I think almost, oh my God, someone jump on that. I think maybe Bradham had more consistency this year than Jordan Hicks. That's a hot take. I'm not going to come out and say outright he did, because I probably would side with Jordan Hicks, but Bradham was phenomenal, put it that way. For a free agency signing where we kind of hit on Nigel Bradham and we missed on, Lewis McKelvin. Like ex-Buffalo Bills. We had a bunch of guys that were Jim Schwartz players on the Buffalo Bills defense. And where we kind of missed on Lewis McKelvin and Ron Brooks. We definitely hit on Nigel Bradham. And I actually think, I don't know, you can probably look back at my video. I probably made a video when the Eagles signed Bradham, and I said, I was happy. I was always going to be happy with that pick because I remember him at Florida State. He was a really good linebacker. It's also kind of a homer response because I just remember he was a beast in NCAA, the NCAA video games. Nigel Bradham was always like a high 90s overall running linebacker with great speed. So he's just, naturally you go, man, this guy's going to be sick in the NFL. And then you get Brady Marshall, who I don't know, he's a solid tackler, but he did the whole, I'm going to take a knee thing. And I remember that was like one of my most retweeted tweets is that he took a knee in like the first, primetime game that he was in. Then he got hurt, and he was taking a knee on the sidelines, and I made a tweet like, oh, is he just hearing the national anthem? It was pretty funny, all right? You guys had to be there. Defensive tackle, we have Geno Atkins. He's really solid. Been doing his thing for a long time at a high level there in Cincinnati. Oh, shit. Defensive ends, we have Everson Griffin, Malik Jackson, and Elvis Dumerville. Not so familiar with Everson Griffin coming through college. Same with Jackson. Jackson kind of came out of nowhere and had a big Super Bowl year with the Broncos and cashed out. And then you got Elvis Dumerville, who's one of the greatest sack artists in the history of college football. I think he had like the most sacks ever in a season or something like that with Louisville. But then because of his size, they decided you get drafted later. Oh, we haven't even hit the C4 special yet. That was bad. That was just poor play calling. Only loss of 4. Oh, jeez. Why'd you run the draw there? Okay, we'll just kick a field goal. Best field goal kicker on you know what. Oh, shit. Okay, we're just gonna act like that never happened. That might have been... I guess with that kick right there, you could probably... Even though we have back-to-back turnovers giving us fucking field goal position. That field goal right there, I think, just strips... I have to work my way back up that mountain to be the best field goal kicker on YouTube after that. That was horrible. Missed a, what was that, 20-some yarder? Oh. They have 8 total yards, and we're only winning by 3. My God. Kind of going through the roster when I think about them. We gotta take a little pause here because I need to focus on the gameplay. This is bullshit. Maybe Tyreek Hill on the slant. Look, that's another thing too. The penalties have been bullshit. They've been killing us. That's our 3rd penalty. TJ Lang has 2. Now Josh Sitton has 1. All right, let's make this up. Here we go. I'm not even going to pull it on pre-drinking. I haven't even started that for the Super Bowl. This is first thing in the morning. But we're up 6-0. Alright, so let's jump back to going through the roster. For the offensive line, I can't really say much outside of Jason Kelce, where, I mean, Jason Kelce is incredibly hot and cold, but I would say for the most part, he's a solid center. He's just undersized. Oh my God, Tyreek Hill. Tight ends, Delaney Walker and Julius Thomas. Julius Thomas peaked, I think. He was a product of Peyton Manning. And now you're seeing, what the Jags fans are seeing now. Like, what the fuck? I think I wouldn't have touched him when he hit free agency. I would have been like, or if I would have touched him, I would have got him, when he was a lot cheaper. I would have adjusted his price for the Peyton Manning inflation, if you will. And then Delaney Walker's really, really underrated. I still think, even though his stats, for the most part, have been like top 5 tight end, he's still fairly underrated. I don't know, probably because he's in Tennessee. It's not a big enough market. But, I mean, you got Marcus Mariota there. He's an emerging superstar. You get DeMarco Murray. You got a great run game. But Tennessee's just not that big of a market. They're a really solid team. They're low-key. They're a team that's ready to win. Oh, there we go. Boom. Delaney Walker. We got wide receivers. We got Brady Marshall, who, kind of was an asshole earlier in his career, but now he's, like, super big on mental health and, being a... He went from being just like one of the biggest assholes in the NFL to being like a guy that's like perennial, might get Walter Payton Man of the Year. So that's good to see from then. You got Antonio Brown, who I actually think damaged his reputation this year with the whole like Facebook Live thing. I mean, the debate was always who's better, Antonio Brown or Julio Jones. And like I was always siding with Antonio Brown. He's smaller. He has to compensate for the lack of size. But then you just see Julio Jones, incredibly humble. You never hear a damn thing about him. He's kind of in that Calvin Johnson mold. And then it seems this year Antonio Brown really has, like, I don't know. He's coming off more like a diva. Everyone knows wide receivers are divas, but that's a tiebreaker for me. That's a deciding factor between if I think a guy's better than another guy or not, is who's more humble, who is less of a headache. I hate guys that go to Beckham Jr. And Antonio Brown is sliding towards that way. We already said our piece about Tyreek Hill, and how I think the Eagles should, take the same assessment that the Chiefs did with getting Hill. And when we look at Joe Mixon, we get Jamison Crowder from the Redskins. He's really good slot wide receiver. Stephon Diggs, we already talked about him because he was one of the few guys that we said was going to be a great mid-round pick. As we just hit, Antonio Brown here deep. Tom Brady looks so weird in a Seattle Seahawks jersey. Running backs, we got Devontae Freeman. Like him, he's a solid runner. Great run style, can do it all. Only thing that sucks about Freeman is the school he came from college. Jai, another guy, we already talked about him with his injury. As we scramble with Tom Brady. I'll just throw it away here. We got Dak Prescott, a quarterback. We've already had more than enough videos specifically talking about Dak, more so relating it back to who's better, Dak Prescott or Carson Wentz. And then that leaves us with the reason why I want to do this is Tom Brady. Because no one really knows my thoughts about Tom Brady. Everyone just knows that I hate the Patriots because I'm not going to go into super detail because I have explained it more often than not. But I hate the Patriots because of where I live. A lot of times, oh my God, rest in peace. A lot of times on TV, the only game we get is Patriot games. We'll have 6 channels that show football, and all 6 of them will show the Patriots for some reason. So essentially, the Patriots make it so I have to buy Sunday Ticket or illegally stream videos every year, and it's a hassle. So I represent anytime there's a hassle to find an Eagles game, or, I'm stuck with the fucking Patriots-Jags while there's like a goddamn potential wild card matchup going on or something like that. I associate that with my hatred of the Patriots. Plus, people just hate teams that win all the time. The fact that they're winning and they're the team that kind of... I think cheating... When you say cheating, you just sound kind of unintelligent. But for a team that wins all the time, that constantly stretches the limits of the rules, tries to bend the rules as much as they can in their favor, that's another reason why I hate them. But my opinion on Tom Brady is I think what Tom Brady's going to do, I'm not going to come and already say it now, but I think Tom Brady probably has, as we win, there we go, says, fuck you, Chip Kelly. I think Tom Brady's probably going to play 2 more, like his stats aren't on par with, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, probably Drew Brees. But when all said and done, I think Tom Brady will probably end up with top 5 passing stats, in yards and touchdowns and stuff like that. So I think Tom Brady's probably gonna play. If I had to guess, I'd say minimum 2 more years, maximum 3 more years. I can see him playing at 40. Pulling something like that because he doesn't get. But I think 2 years. If I'm guessing, I'm gonna say 2 more years after this year. He'll play till I think he'll be the year he goes 39 into 40. I think that will be his last year. So I think that's 2 more years. I could be wrong on that one, but I think that will probably be enough to get him into top 5 for stats. And then the fact that he's all the Super Bowls, maybe has a 5th Super Bowl. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. There is debate whether he's a system quarterback or anything like that because the Patriots were able to find success with Brissett and Garoppolo in Tom Brady's absence, where they went 3-1. But I think that's credit to their defense. It wasn't so much the quarterbacks were balling. The quarterbacks weren't necessarily lighting the league up. Their defense was fucking keeping those games really, really close so that their quarterbacks can make plays. I think that is somewhat a valid point. I think he's in a quarterback-friendly system. But that doesn't mean that, it's not the same kind of scenario where Dak Prescott's in, for example, where Dak Prescott has a phenomenal offensive line, phenomenal wide receivers. Well, not phenomenal, but he has a superstar wide receiver, at least in Dez Bryant, and a phenomenal run game. I think Tom Brady has, what we've seen more often than not, Tom Brady has had shit all for wide receivers, and still his stats are, near the top of the league. Speaking of stats, Tom Brady for us, 4,100 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Definitely not MVP caliber, but still a solid year from him. Running the ball, we had 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns for Devontae Freeman, 600 yards, 7 touchdowns for Jay Ajayi, and only had 7 touchdowns for the third running back, Thomas Rawls. For receiving, we had 87 receptions, 1,400 yards, and 5 touchdowns for Antonio Brown, 845 yards, 10 touchdowns for the rookie out of Western Alabama, Tyreek Hill, 780 yards, 8 touchdowns for Delaney Walker, 475 and 6 for Stephon Diggs, almost 402 for Mr. Devonta Freeman. And on the defensive side of the ball, 120 tackles for Braden Marshall, 105 for KJ Wright. On the sacks front, we get 8.5 from Malik Jackson, 7 from Doomerville, 6 from Geno Atkins. And for interceptions, 5 for Josh Norman, 4 for Braden Marshall, 2 for Sherman, 2 for Bradham, and a bunch of guys with 1. So we finished with a 15-1 record, which is pretty baller. Did you say? Oh, we're actually 14-2. Sorry, 14-2. As we take on the 11-5 Minnesota Vikings here in the divisional playoff. So yeah, back to Brady. I think, I don't know who you could say is a better quarterback. I think when you have more, who has Super Bowls like Tom Brady? Joe Montana doesn't have the stats Brady has. Terry Bradshaw, nowhere near the stats Brady has. Who else? Who else has the Super Bowl rings? He has twice as many Super Bowl rings. There's another way to put it, because it always comes down to stats and Super Bowl rings. He has twice as many Super Bowl rings as Peyton Manning, and who knows? Well, fucking knowing the Patriots, if they win this year, like I said, this is gonna be retrospect. You guys probably know if they do or not. If he has 5 and he still plays 2-3 more years, there's a chance he can get 6 fucking Super Bowl rings. So he might have triple the amount of Super Bowl rings that Peyton Manning has. Does Peyton Manning have double the amount of stats Tom Brady does? Does he have triple potentially the amount of stats Tom Brady does? No. So I think you have to give Brady the greatest quarterback of all time when it comes to that. I think the most talented quarterback of all time, in my personal opinion, is Dan Marino. But like I said, that's a different argument. Who's the most talented doesn't always mean who's the greatest. So let's see what we can do here with the GOAT, Tom Brady. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a handoff. This is a Vikings team that's missing Everson Griffin on the defensive line. And Stephon Diggs at wide receiver. Then I think I might have... The fuck? Oh, I gotta plug in my controller, I think. Ugh. I think I might have traded them Doug Baldwin when I was getting Stephon Diggs, but I also might not have. I didn't even get a warning that my batteries were low. I don't know what you guys think. Who you guys? That's a debate within. It's all off context of this video. Is who's really the greatest quarterback of all time? That pains me to say I don't like Tom. I actually don't hate Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady is less annoying than Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, when he does media, commercial stuff like that, it's just cringeworthy. Tom Brady, go look at Tom Brady's Foot Locker commercial on Funny or Die. I think it was Funny or Die. Hilarious. I fucking lost my shit. It's still one of the funniest. It's like up there with anything with Marshawn Lynch, as we juke the living shit out of someone with Antonio Brown. It's like where he has this standee or something like that. He's trying to talk about a standee with some guys and some tourists. Fucking hilarious. Go see it if you haven't checked it out. Tom Brady, Funny or Die. That's what you get. That's what you probably have to Google to get it. Funnier than anything Peyton Manning ever did. Oh my God, business is booming. I don't know. They gotta add the pumps next year. 100% add the pumps. 2 pumps. They're down there. All right, cool. But yeah, like I said, engage in that conversation. That's a hot topic issue. There's plenty of people that will hate Tom Brady, and they'll play like Carson Wentz is the greatest quarterback of all time. Or if you ask a Philadelphia, or if you ask like a Dallas Cowboy fan, they'll say Dak Prescott. But I don't know who's better than Tom Brady. And like I said, by the time I'm making this video, he may have 5 Super Bowl rings. He may have the most Super Bowl rings than fucking any other quarterback in history. Is there any other Super Bowl quarterback that has 4? Oh my God, how does he throw the laser? Does Bradshaw have 4 or 3? Who else could have had those kind of numbers? I don't think. I think 5 would like make him the most Super Bowl rings in history. Like up there with Charles. I think is it Charles Haley that has 5 too. I'm not super up on that knowledge. I have no idea. But anyway, he could be, hypothetically speaking, whatever way you look at it, he could have the most Super Bowl rings for a player, or tied with it. And I'm not a huge fan of using that as a metric, how many Super Bowls you win as like a reason. I think it could be a good tiebreaker, but it's a team. Who's on the best team? Like I said, where I think Dan Marino's the most talented quarterback. His team weren't that great, and can you hold that against him? So that's why I have to you have to enunciate that I think he's the most talented. As another fucking man, the penalties on an offensive line. You have to enunciate that I think Marino was the most talented, not necessarily the greatest. But then you always have the people on the other side are saying, well, if he was so great, how come he didn't go to the Super Bowl? How come he couldn't carry his team? Well, okay, there you go. I was just say, hey, well, Tom Brady has technically carried his team more often than not, especially when it seems like they still win no matter what piece of shit wide receivers they have lining up out there. They still win, regardless of injuries. They have injuries. Oh, fuck off. So, I don't know. It's a solid debate to have. Oh. Hope I'm not getting sick. I'd be pissed. Alright, nice field goal there to make it a 10-0 lead here on the Minnesota Vikings. It's not early enough to start Super Sim, but I feel fairly confident we should be able to win this game. In front of our home fans. They're loud here in Seattle. You guys know that? You guys hear about that? You know about this? You hear about this? What a terrific audience. Oh my God, Tyreek Hill is so overpowered. If I played Ultimate Team, Tyreek Hill would be on my team. We all know I'm not a homo, so I don't play Ultimate Team. I'm not saying that if you play Ultimate Team, you're a homo, but if you play Ultimate Team on Madden, or if you play Ultimate Team on YouTube, I don't know. I don't know about you. I don't know. There you go, another touchdown, 17-0. We are it's embarrassing right now. Seattle just have no answer. Sam Bradford struggling immensely. Freaking Adrian Peterson. Oh my God, look at this. Look at that. That's a Super Sim hurt. It hurt me. There's a goddamn mic somewhere. My headset is turned on. Like, oh, you're having fun here. You think this game's over? You're kicking your feet up? Rest in peace, Stephon Diggs. All right, tie ball game. Making it interesting, at least. If you only ran the ball 8 times. Zero balance to my offense right now. As we run right out of field goal range. Danielle Hunter is a monster. Okay. Come on, Tyreek. Oh my God. Cliff Averill. I think that's what we traded to get Everson Griffin from them. Oh. Shakes, maybe? Shake, babe. I watched the Madden Bowl, and this is the play that the guy that won it kept using. So who says I can't use it? Hey, we make it a little bit more manageable field goal, I guess. Quiet on set. Best field goal kicker makes... I think we've made enough field goals here to kind of forget the 20-yard miss that we had earlier on, I think. Oh, tie ball game. If we can't... Oh, we should have fucking chewed the clock. Shake, baby, shake, baby. 1, 2, 3. Stephon Diggs. Continue not to run the ball whatsoever. Let's get 400 passing yards for Tom Brady. All right, 2 clock. Let's go shakes. Yeah, we can probably just go for the field. Ah, no, the other timeouts. They're going to try to ice me. I'll give you that weird angle that I hate. All right, we'll eat that sack, even though I thought Tom Brady had a quick enough release to get that out of his hands there. Whoa, shit. Okay, note to self, turn off chew clock. Maybe not. It's working all right. All right, we'll burn a timeout here. Let's go normal. Stretch. I don't know. I guess we're going to go for the long field goal here, even though they're going to try to pull some bullshit. Go one more time. I think do we take a shot to the end zone, or we just win it? I don't know. Let's just run it, kick the field goal. Worst case scenario, we have to go to overtime. But it's time to back up my claim as the best field goal kicker on YouTube. All right. Ice me. You're gonna ice me, Mike Zimmer. I know you are. I know you are. Hilarious. Oh, so funny. So funny. Dab on them. That's what the kids do these days. They dab on them. Oh, too easy. That was way closer than it needed to be, though. I thought we were running away with that in the first half, and then they made it close. But we won. That's all that matters. Final countdown. Moving on to the divisional, or actually championship round. I wasn't paying attention to the ticker. You guys may already know who we're playing, but let's do this shit. In the conference championship, your day 3 freaking bargain bin draft pick connected franchise mode. Seattle Seahawks are taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Almost kind of need to win this one. We're a 94 overall roster. They don't have Dak Prescott. They're going to be going with Tony Romo at quarterback. They don't have Anthony Brown at corner. They don't have their... I don't know what he was. I think he was their second best corner on the depth chart when I took him. It was a battle of the two big dogs. 14-12. Or 14-2 going against 13-3. I don't think they have anyone that can cover my wide receivers. They don't have anyone with the speed to contain Tyreek Hill. What do you think, Barry Church is going to be able to man up on Tyreek Hill? Nah. No, that ain't happening. Alright, come on, load screen, let's go. Open drive. We're in Seattle, too. Got loud fans. Unlike the friggin' potential Super Bowl champion Atlanta Falcons have to pump friggin' crowd noise in their stadium. Excellent. Excellent start. Excellent start to the game. Excellent start. Yep. That was Barry Church, too. Just shit-talking him. Here we go. Here we go. Let's make amends. Make amends. Look at the speed of a Tom Brady. He got clipped there. Come on. Where's the Tom Brady rule? That's a 15-yard flag. You touched Tom Brady. You touched Tom Brady. You're getting flagged. Let's go with the most gimmicky play in the game. I think they passed this, though. This game used to be unstoppable. Now it seems more often than not they can get someone to run with your wide receiver across the middle. There's the flag. There's our token opening drive red zone flag. I'm gonna guarantee it's either Lang or Sitton. Oh, it's Kelsey. Come on, Kelsey. Stuck my neck up for you for including this on this roster. This is how you repay me? Booming. Shake, baby, 1, 2, 3. Boo doo 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 doo. Alright. Oh, no. Alright. Hey, look, I think it was Kelsey that got back in there and made that not an interception. Getting his fat ass in the way. You go, baby. Alright, see, we get Delaney Walker here. I'm feeling good about going to Delaney. Or Tyreek. Either one of those guys in the middle. Boom! Tyreek Hill. User catch as well. That was all me. Nice little redemption there after the opening drive interception. And now our computer worked us into the red zone here on the 8. Boom. Too easy. Come on, oh yeah, Derek Carr just friggin' flicking his wrist there. Hey, don't worry about it. Now you get absolutely fucking owned by a tight end. Not Derek Carr. Whatever his name is, Brandon Carr. All right. Oh, that was dirty. That was Madden right there. That would never happen in real life, but that was absolutely dirty. How do you stop? Let's get a replay of that one. How do you stop that? Pretty sure I threw it like behind the shoulder to both of them, and my guy still got it. Let's see this. Oh, that's just... yeah, that's not realistic. Alright, let's try to get some points here. Try to go up 28-14. Let's double them up before halftime. Bet you guys thought I was going to go deep there. Oh my god, man, Freeman is a beast. There you go. Thank you, Thom. Thank you, Thom Brady. Even a field goal wouldn't be bad, going up 10. But one of these times, we're going to be able to hit him down deep. I don't think they got the playmakers to handle the speed here as we fumble it. Big job, 53. Good job, 5-3. Talking about Tom Brady being the GOAT and he throws it 2 yards. Gross. Alright, keep him off. There's 25 seconds. No points. There you go. Looks like they turned that one over. That was a turnover. Turnover. We call Tony Romo over. Boom. That was a nice tackle. That was a big-time hit by Wilson, but Freeman is a monster. That's going to be a big thing with the Falcons. They have to decide if they're going to re-sign Freeman or Coleman. I think Coleman, or who would be first, I think? Coleman or Freeman? Who's going to be up for a contract first? I want to say Coleman. He's not going to be able to keep both of them. So, that means eventually a stud running back is going to be coming. Obviously, I think Freeman's a more complete back than Tevin Coleman. Boom. There we go. Stephon Diggs, too easy. Well, that's my exact reaction. Except I'm not an 80-year-old man. Come on. You should be able to close this game out, team. Come on, close this game out. Come on now. There we go. Just getting over the hint there. 38-21. We're going to the Super Bowl. I think I saw at the ticker 5 touchdowns on that day for Tom Brady. I think we're going to play New England. So how weird is that? Seattle versus New England with Tom Brady playing on the Seahawks. Very, very weird. We're in some Stranger Things world of weird here right now. Alright, let's go to the Super Bowl. So tired. But I record the videos for you guys. There we go. 10-6 Patriots. We're Super Bowl. We're in the Chinese Super Bowl. It's the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the rooster. We're at Super Bowl Lee. Jet Li sponsored it, I guess. I think Jimmy... I didn't... Yeah, I said earlier I flipped Russell Wilson. It wasn't like I traded Russell Wilson for Tom Brady or anything like that. So I think Garoppolo is their quarterback right now. So come on, let's walk away with a nice Super Bowl here. Day 3, connected franchise mode. I guess if you've stuck around this long, feel free to shoot a suggestion of, if you think there's a great idea out there that I have yet to do for these one-off connected franchise modes that you really want to see me take an attempt at. Feel free to suggest that in the comment section below. Always looking for more ideas. I don't know, like I said, this video here is coming out pretty late from when I'm recording it, but I think I have like 3 other ideas that I could do for these one-off connected franchise modes, and then I'm out of fucking ideas. And I'd like these to kind of consistently come out for the next, basically up till Madden 18, next Madden season. I wonder if I'm going to be big enough to get perks this year from EA. Will they send me a game for free? I don't know. You probably need like at least 50,000 subscribers for that. That'd be cool though, because I didn't shit on this game at all. I don't play fucking Ultimate Team. That's probably why I don't shill Ultimate Team. So they're probably like, where are the microtransactions? As Antonio Brown, why not start the game off like this? Goodbye, Logan Ryan. Look at that. They gotta add the pumps. Every time I see Antonio Brown touchdown celebration, add the pumps, or at least add the thing where you run and sprint and like jump on the goalpost. As this game is getting somewhat out of hand, as we're already at 14-3. All right. Oh, they thought we were running it. Oh my fuck! Another red zone. Not my opening drop, but another red man. What the fuck? Let go of your man. We had plenty of time. Didn't need the holding there. 75. Where that is. David Abakhtiari. David Alu Akhbartiari. That's not racist because I know what it means. God is great. As a religious person, I feel I could say that because I don't give a shit. Didn't mean that as mean. I have friends that are Muslim. Let's go. Come on, Bakhtiari. Make a goddamn play. Oh, business is... Oh, shit. Oh, come on, Tyreek. You gotta grab that. That could have put the game out of reach. Right, let's go with the 46-yarder. All right, 17-3. You know, speaking of that Alu Bakhtiari joke that I made, I think, because I know there's tensions are high with the U.S., like with Donald Trump. If you, like, truly don't, like, if you're still uncertain about, people from the Middle East, try their food. Their food is fucking awesome. Here in Canada, especially where I live on the East Coast, like, our like, unofficial food is a food from the Middle East. And it's fucking amazing. I guarantee, like, that's one of my goals in life. If I ever make enough money here on YouTube, it's called a donaire. And I just know, like, knowing how, the stereotype of Americans, you guys are pleasantly plump, and you guys like unhealthy foods. The donaire would absolutely crush in America. And I think, I've heard, like, rumors that it's in, like, Chicago, some places in Chicago. For the most part, hasn't touched. Like, our donaire is different than if someone else had it. I guarantee you, I would be a fucking millionaire. Guarantee, as we just throw the illegal forward pass. Guarantee it. So that's like something. Obviously, it's not. It doesn't sound. It's going to be a tough gig to start. Probably have to be a food truck or something like that. But this place like Philly, where they like cheesesteaks, donairs are better than cheesesteaks. 100%. Similar type of I guess texture. The meat's kind of the same. Oh my god, I'll make a video one of these days about it. Just showing you guys what the best food is. I don't know why I bring it in because I'm not a food channel, but I think if you guys want to see the greatest food of all time, fucking, someone leave a comment, and then if it gets like 10 upvotes, I'll make a video showing you guys donaire. So many people want to see face cam. Like, where's your face cam? I've done like 30 vlogs with my face in it. But if this video gets fucking... Someone says they want to see what a donaire is. What I think your boy C4, whose opinion seems somewhat respected amongst my subscribers. What the pound for pound best drunk night sport event watching food of all time is. I may order one up and show it off. Like I said, there's maybe people in England that's like, oh, I know what a doner kebab is. Not that. It's unlike anything. If you think you know, you don't know. Unless you're from where I live, and then you do know. Like, there's like buddies of mine, because this game's so, like, we're talking about donaires, so this game is already pretty much done. There's probably people in Canada that have heard of it, or they might know, but like I said, it's East Coast. Unlike anywhere else in the world. There's people that move from the East Coast to other places around Canada, and they try to, like, open up their shops. They can never get the taste right. Oh, no, come on. Oh, fuck off. And I know my buddies. I have friends that I grew up with that moved all around the country. Like, the other side of the country. They still come back and order, like, a fucking garage bag of the meat and freeze it so they can have it with them. It's so fucking good. Oh, it's so good. I want one right now. That's because of the Super Bowl. I'm recording this on the Super Bowl, and I really want to get one. But, not to sound racist, you only get good ones from Lebanese corner stores. If you get, like, there's people here that are, like, white people that make it, it tastes like shit. So, that brings it back to why my relations, personally, have never been stronger with people that believe something different than me. Because their food is so delicious. I'm never going to discriminate someone whose food is so delicious. I probably could relate to shawarma. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's on a stick and you shave it. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Let's bring it back to football. But like I said, if someone really wants to see me, I'll do a goddamn breakdown. People half the people, like 95% of the people when I do food reviews, aka there's only been 2 times, and the most notable one was when I was eating a hot Costco pizza and I burned the roof of my mouth while I was recording a video. There's always one guy that goes like, I can't stand your chewing. I'm fucking eating sometimes, bud. Okay? But I would definitely do that. I definitely would. If some people are like, I gotta get a donaire because I gotta make a video on it. That would be an excellent justification of me ordering a donaire. Boom. Great. Oh, get off me, son. Delaney Walker. Get him. This game's turned into a freaking body bag over here. Probably sim the rest of this here, I think. Oh my god. There we go. 37. 16 Super Bowl victory for the day 3 players. Guys, rounds 4 to 7, still overcoming all the odds to win the Super Bowl. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the Philadelphia Eagles. Haha, psych, of the one-off Connected Franchise Mode. If this is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video or want to see what the fuck a donaire is, smash the like button. Let's try to get, 150 likes on this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below with any comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions. And until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace.